Okay, this is my very first video. Hi, this is Chuck. I'm making my video from Kansas City. I know everyone's been making their videos, and wow, I've tried this probably about 23, 24 times. I actually got a couple of them done, and then I couldn't upload them, so we'll see how this goes today. Went out and bought a couple of cameras. I have excuses galore why not to do these things. But you know what I've come to realize as I walk around thinking it through, is I'm so afraid of being vulnerable. That's where I'm at right now with these videos. I'm so accustomed with my career of just being right all the time, making sure that your presentation's correct, that people are looking at you, that that you're wearing the right attire, that the screens are going to match up with your saying. Everything about presentations has me so stressed about this. But I'm letting go, because what I know and what I've seen with your videos is everyone's cool with where we're at, what we're saying, and what we're working on. So, in my life, when I got to California in February, I had left my job, kind of a mutual agreement that I had gotten burnt out, and I wasn't going to go where I wanted. Nothing. It didn't matter. I just knew I needed to move on. For 20 plus years, the universe has just been calling me to just do my thing, to just get out there and do the work that I need to do. And I've ignored it because of my upbringing. I was always taught that I went to school, I went to Catholic grade school, Catholic high school, college, and then you went and you got a job, and that's the way the world was supposed to be. Never ever got to dabble in creativity, and I'll go on about that later on as I go through my evolving out loud. So at age 55 last year, I just realized I want to live. I don't want to leave this planet without having given it my all, and I can't do that living the way I had been living and working the way I had been working. So I took a year to just say, let's just see what the world has to offer. And when I met Kyle in November, he did a workshop here in Kansas City. I just realized, oh yeah, this is the arena I want to play in. I didn't know what it was like. I knew that a lot of my friends, especially my professional acquaintances and people that I shared board affiliations in the community with, kind of thought I was going off the deep end and weren't sure what all was going on in my life. And I wasn't sure. But I knew that I wanted to evolve, to just come out of my boringness. Like I dress the way people expect me to dress in a suit. I wrote memos the way people expected me to. I managed people the way I was expected to. I did evaluations. I had jobs where I traveled where I had to travel. I had salespeople that we made sales quotes. Everything that I was supposed to do, I did. What I didn't do was feed my soul 24/7. What I would do was I would do my paycheck job, and then I would come home a little frustrated and wait until Sunday to re-energize. And I would go to Unity Church, and I would get re-energized, and I knew that's where I belonged, and that's where truth was. And that's I've known Michael Beckwith for 20 plus years when he came to our church here in Kansas City, and Marianne Williamson, I've seen her many times, and so when Kyle showed up in November, I was really skeptical. My partner had gone to his Friday evening presentation at a dinner, our annual dinner. He was a guest speaker. And my partner Jerry came home and he told me, he goes, "You got to go see this guy on Saturday." And I said, "I don't give up my 4 hours on a Saturday for anyone, let alone a comic." But insistent that I go, that this is what I needed to do, I called another friend that had shown up that Friday night, and everyone just said, you need to go, Chuck. You really need to go. So I did. I showed up Saturday, and it was amazing. Everything about evolving out loud and living in the now resonated with me. And it spoke to the core of what I had sought for 20 plus years. And it scared me so much that I kind of wanted to retreat back and started looking for another job and forget about the calling of the universe. But Kyle mentioned that in November that he would like to expand it into a 3-day workshop. And I told myself, if he ever did that, you know what, I love myself enough, I'd go do it. So, sure enough, that happened. I showed up February not knowing a soul, not realizing what I was getting into. And just let the universe do what it was going to do. I was shocked that there were a lot of younger folks. I was probably, I don't know, one of the older guys in the crowd. I don't know about you, Teddy, but, you know, being 55, I was probably one of the oldest guys in that crowd. And I wasn't sure what to make of the whole weekend, but it was powerful. It really, really was powerful. And I sat quietly the whole time. Right there in the second row the whole time. When we got done, and the invitation went out to do the 21 days of creativity, and then to do the 2 days of workshop one-on-one with Kyle, there was no saying no to it. I knew that I was tired of living in my stuckness. That I was willing to just jump, to leap, to just, you know, what's the worst that can happen? I go back to a job that I'm bored and I retire again and I'm unhappy. I mean, for now, at least I know that I took this leap of faith. And I don't know what it's about, and literally this, why did I say literally? In truth, doing a video and talking to a camera is just like so threatening, and for what, I don't know, because I know many times I've done talks and people have recorded them. I think it's just the fact that I'm telling my story to who knows who. And then it's going to be right and it's going to be wrong and it's going to be what it's going to be, and that's okay. And I have to just be okay with not being perfect. I've strived all my life. I know that the stories that need to present themselves in this entire process and working one-on-one with Kyle, they're going to present themselves. My scars are going to just be ripped off, I know. There's painful things that are just going to have to just be told, and that's okay. I don't have to be right. That's what I'm giving myself permission to just let it happen, to let it unfold, to cry if I need to cry. I definitely need to laugh. I definitely want to explore my creative self. Doing 21 days of creativity was amazing for me because I never had done any writing. I mean, not writing in terms of my own personal story, in terms of what I'm going through in the world, in terms of what I grew up with. Never did that kind of writing, you know. I think I just struggled to save face, struggled to make sure that I was worthy of people's love, of everyone's acceptance, my family, my friends, my church, my community, especially at work. And my authentic self suffered. And so 21 days of creativity allowed me the opportunity to just say, this is my time. This is my space. These 21 days are about me. And I love myself enough to wake up every morning and commit to 1 hour of meditation and commit to going to a gym. And I even committed, believe it or not, as a big sports freak that I am, that I committed not to watch sports. And it's like during March Madness, freak out, huh? Big Jayhawk fan. And my friends all looked at me like I lost my mind, that I went to California and I became part of some cult. But what I know is I didn't become a part of a cult. I'm leaving behind that which doesn't serve me right now, because I'm coming into, as we use the term, flow. I'm coming into my nowness. I'm coming into when I used to get frustrated in traffic and just blow up for some reason, that I can just center myself and I just realize it's only an automobile and it's only a second and it'll be gone. And there's no need to stress right now. And there's a part of me that's just so peaceful these days, and a part of me that just cries for crazy, crazy reasons, because it just feels good to be alive. That I'm not living for someone else. That I'm not living to prove myself to people, to prove myself to anyone. But that what I seek is truth. And I know, I mean, my gut aches to just be real right now. And I've tried to do this video so many times. But my old self, the Gary in me, and I call my Gary Marty. Marty just keeps reminding me of who are you to think that you can change the past, or who are you to think that you can create the future, and then all the talk that goes on in my head will begin to cloud these videos, and then I turn off the camera and then I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. And it's only a camera. That's all it is. It's me, and I'm not, whether or not people choose to accept what I'm talking about makes no difference. I'm doing an assignment. I'm thinking where I'm at in life. I'm prepping myself for my trip to California in just a few days to do my one-on-one this coming Monday and Tuesday with Kyle. I'm just all out, just letting it out there. And there is so much that I want to talk about. There's so much that I know the world needs to hear. And I know that I have the respect of so many people at my old jobs and community, but it's this persona that I created because that's what I thought people wanted to see. And what I want to do is just live into the greatness of who I am, in the stories and the strength and the man that I've become over these past 55 years. And there's been really, really, really rough times that I've been through. But that's who I am. And when I saw people get up on stage in California and just live into their passion, I was blown away. And you're right, Kyle. I have seen many, many speakers before. But the folks that got up on the stage were amazing. Just telling their truth. Maya, Teddy, folks that just got up there, that's amazing stuff. And you guys energize me. A group of people that I want to be with. When we showed up to Agape that Sunday was so powerful, because going to Agape was on my bucket list and has been for 20 plus years. Since Michael and Ricky first came out here to Kansas City to Unity Church here in Overland Park. And it was such a blessing to be with folks from Kyle's group, for all of us to just be together in community and fellowship, and to be with this Evolving Out Loud group. You guys are just doing amazing things. And I keep telling myself, it's like 20 plus tries at making a video. Teddy just turned on his camera, just starts talking, starts jogging, and he's not camera shy. And I've never been camera shy. I don't think. But I've never turned on a camera and recorded myself. Weird, I guess. But I just got to get used to it. I just got to get over the fear of all of the Marty talk in my head and just do what I need to do and just show up and evolve the way I need to evolve. So to that end, that's where I'm at in my life. Going forward, whew, man, chapters and chapters to be untold. I mean, to be told, that just untold stories of my life, things that I've been writing about since I left on February 24th. I mean, it's amazing stuff that I'm uncovering, that I have pocketed away, that I have found places to just put them away for now because you don't need to deal with it. One of the most amazing things the last month and a half that I've come across is I was born and raised in a family of 12 kids, 9 brothers, 2 sisters. And when I was 6 months old, my parents gave me to my grandparents to be raised. We lived about 2.5 miles away on the Texas, El Paso, Juarez border, Mexican-American Catholic family. And one of the things that I never realized had scarred my heart and soul to the core, and that I guess pacified and just left so that I could survive, was, why me? Why was, and I've asked the question, years and years ago before my grandmother passed away, why is it that I didn't live with the rest of my brothers and sisters? And no one has an answer. It was just, that's the way things were in the culture, in our family, in the Mexican American culture, but it scarred me, and I'm asking questions about that now because it affected me. It affected the self-worth that I've struggled my entire life, and that's just chapter 1. I mean, there's going to be many, many, many things that are coming of this. I suffered through 3.5 years of sexual abuse and rape by a priest from the time I was in 6th grade. And what I had to go through up until my adult ages, until I actually came to grips with it in 1990. Even that is just a book calling itself forth. It's a lesson calling itself forth. I know that there's teachings that I need to share with people. How to do it, that's what this is about. I've never been given myself freedom to do it. Growing up with 9 brothers in a in a Mexican American culture, the machismo of all of them. Going to an all-boys Catholic high school there along the Texas-Mexican border. I didn't understand what being gay was. I have no clue what being gay was. And so when all that bubbled up and festered up in high school, I found many, many destructive ways of dealing with the situation. And even my entire adult life, I've found ways of just being destructive towards myself. But, fortunately, out of college, I met somebody, and, we've been together almost 29 years. But I've dealt with so many self-worth issues over that, and I'm always trying to appease people. I'm always trying to, that's part of my life story, trying to be accepted by others, by society, in my job. And, it's just tough. It's tough. And there's many, many other things, growing up, blonde Mexican kid. It's amazing, when I went away to college, I didn't understand what racism was. I didn't know that, I didn't realize that people had these agendas towards others, that are people that are other than white. And of course, I could fit in with folks. I went to undergrad at Texas Tech, and I can hide my Mexicanness. But that was sad, because I was hiding who I was culturally, who I was. I was like almost ashamed of my heritage, ashamed of my family. And again, these are just things that I've buried that now they're just coming to light, and that's just what I want to work on for the coming months, for the coming years, is just being out there, letting folks know that this is my story, this is my life, this is my passion, and I'm going to be a great coach. I know I'm going to be a phenomenal coach. I already am with people. I mean, people are wondering now at my church, like, what are you going to California for? And what are you doing all this? You're just like incredibly grounded right now. And what kind of work are you doing? And I just tell folks, I don't know what it is right now, but I know there's a yearning in my heart to just let it happen. And there's, I get lumps in my throat when I talk about these things, and my soul just wants to expand and blow, because there's a reality to what I'm going through. My 21 days of creativity were amazing. Man, I was able to just clean out closets, clean out garages, basements. I mean, I got things filed in my office that haven't been for years and years and years. I just tore into things so that I can make more room for that which is to come. And every morning I wake up and I'm just so thankful that more and more I'm opening up to the opportunity of possibility. And I walk through life on a daily basis, every moment to moment, just looking for opportunities. And opportunities always present themselves. I was blessed when I got back on the 24th that there was a letter in the mail inviting me for a free cruise. And I went on the cruise, and I was gone last week, so I wasn't with everyone. And it was an amazing time for me to just sit out there in silence by myself, to walk on the beach at Puerto Vallarta, to practice my Spanish with the locals, to play by myself, to go whale watching in Cabo. But it was me time for me to assess where I was going and what I wanted out of life. And truly what I want out of life is the opportunity to play. I want the opportunity to be creative. I have never been creative, and to the term like everyone talks about in their childhood, because my childhood, as I mentioned, was just scarred with survival. Survival that I wasn't with my brothers and sisters, surviving sexual abuse and rape as a child from this priest. And I had to grow up fast. My grandfather had a stroke when I was in third grade, and I was his arms and legs and everything. And so the idea of playing as a child and being creative as a child and everything that, Kyle and other folks talk about, I don't know that. I've never allowed myself to just be playful. I've gone to many, 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 many workshops, and when the letting go begins to occur, it's very uncomfortable for me. But I'm learning that I'm going to play a lot. I'm going to have fun. I'm just going to do what I need to do. So that's where I'm at in my life. I'm going to kind of stop at this point and pick up maybe, that was like maybe the first assignment. I think I'm going to do some calagling here in a bit, if maybe not this evening. Probably tomorrow morning. Hopefully get a couple more videos online before I leave California Sunday. So hang in there, guys. Thank you for being so supportive and just allowing me to be honest. Raw is what I gotta call it. I mean, truly just, I'm just truly just out there, and I've never been so vulnerable. And I encourage everyone to read Brene Brown's book, Daring Greatly, if you haven't already, because that's what facilitated me going to Kyle's workshop, reading that book. I get that's where my power is coming from, is being vulnerable. And it's really hard right now. just making this video is proof that it's extremely hard for me. But I'm having fun. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be creative. I'm going to be a kid. And I want to shed that whatever that persona was for the last 55 years. I just got to shed it, and I got to live. And I just got to be free, and that's what this is all about. So, love you guys for listening. Look forward to hearing from you, and talk to you guys Monday night, if not sooner.